I'm back! Here we are. And I've got this little orange thing here. No, that's a banana. This is an orange. And I got this from that Toman bunch again. Like I said, I think in the video about the Hughes and Kettner thing. But anyway, here it is. This is how it came in its little bag. Clearly it's been around a bit, but it wasn't marked. It seems to work. In fact, it works brilliantly. So what I'm going to do is just whip it out of its bag, as you do, and let's take a closer look, because this is an inside and out thing. And don't forget, we got that Hughes and Kettner Grandmeister, and this, the Gym Root number 4 orange, tiny, well, it's not so tiny, this Terror. Comparison a bit later, they're going to be stacked up and fighting each other. But this video is all about this one, and it's all about seeing how it's made and seeing how it sounds. How it sounds will be later down the video somewhere when I get to it. It just takes me a bit of time to do all these. Anyway, let's take a look inside, see what we've got. Well, that's as it comes, and you don't really get that much for your money, but it is heavy. It's a heavy little beast. It's a bit like the wife. Okay, well, it's either 7 watts or it's 15 watts. So if you want to be on 7 watts and be very loud, this is the one to do it, because it really is loud. I guess you can turn it down and make your adjustments, so to speak, to be 3 times louder than the baby. So if any of that is a problem that you might have, you might think this is the amp for you, and it could be, but it might not be. It is pretty loud, as you'll get to see later. I've got a Miller with me too. Don't worry, I know Americans don't like Miller, but I do. That goes with the tea. So what we're going to do is we'll have the lid off first, I think, this time, and just cover the mundane stuff after, unless you want to. Yeah, we'll do that first. Take the lid off, have a look at the tubes, and have a look inside, see what the guts is about, and how well this thing's made. Bearing in mind it's made in the PRC, or that's a nice new one, that is, the People's Republic of China. It's made in China, so it's cheap. That's always the problem with China, it's very cheap. I think it's about £420 or something like that. I think I got this a bit cheaper because it was one of them returned amps, you know. It's just like brand new. But anyway, it's got 1 or 2 surprises in it, and let's go and have a look. Hope you like the Jimi Hendrix shirt, by the way. Well, right off the bat, it looks nice. It's got all the information in here about AC/DC. It's got AC/DC in it, and it would have sounding like this. Yeah. Anyway, let's take a quick look at the tubes. I'm going to zoom in a bit closer so we can have a quick look, because it's actually quite important, this one. I just want to show you about this amp compared to the Hughes and Kettner Grandmeister, or Grandmeister, and just check the difference in tubes. See what you think. Well, here I am, right at the front of the amp. Here we are, some little preamp tubes, and some power amp tubes, very nice. Well, let's whiz one off, let's see what we get. Always have trouble with these things, don't you? Yeah, they're not even the cheap ones either. But if we pull a tube out, the great thing you'll notice about these, well, you might not think it's great, but it is great, is the JJ tubes. This one's an ECC81. This one, those are probably all 12 AX7s, and we'll have a quick look and I'll just confirm that. So JJ tubes instead of unbranded nobody tubes that you get in the H&K, and we all know how much the H&K is. Well, you should do by now, because you should have watched my video. Let's put that back, eh? And this one is an ECC83S. So the ECC83, which are really basically the same. And they're all ceramic tube holders too, which is also quite nice. Okay, they're probably all ECC83s, these are them. And that's an ECC 81. Okay, well I did check them all out, and they're ECC83S's, these three. This is an ECC81. Thing is about this one, I'm glad I did pull them out and have a quick check, because this one had got a pin bent the wrong side of the little tube base. So I've straightened that out and put that back. Not that it actually affected the playing, or the sound should I say, but that was a problem. Let's move on to the power amp tubes. Let's pull one out. Yeah. So as you can see, the JJ tubes, EL84s, sound quite nice. Let's put it back. Okay, well we got the lid off, and that's a good start, I guess. Well, it isn't a lid, is it? It's a bottom, isn't it? I like getting bottoms off, don't you? Anyway, I remember looking at those tubes up at the top and seeing ECC83. There was 3 ECC83s and 1 ECC81. Now, you know, a lot of guys will tell me that they're the same as 12AX7s. Well, they fit in the same sockets and they do a similar job, I guess. But if you was to go and have a look at the exact specification, I'm sure that they wouldn't make an ECC83 if the 12AX7 already existed. Get the point? Yeah, good. Because when we go and look inside this amp, guess what? I'm reading it right there. It says 12AX7. And so this one here says 12AX7. And that one there says 12AX7. But interestingly enough, where the ECC81 was, this one says 12AT7, which is a bit slightly different output, I believe. So there you go. Different tubes than what even the PCB says. Well, does it affect it? Doesn't it affect it? Well, it probably does affect it, but from what I've heard of this amp, you don't want to be changing anything any day soon. Now, moving on a little bit further. You can see the build quality, it's so-so. Have a real good look around. Let's see if I can move this a little bit. Let's have a real good look around there. Yeah, that's the sort of thing to look at. As you can see right there. You can see the soldering on the surface has still got flux around it. And flux is never really that great a thing to leave lying around on a PCB, because over time I guess it probably eats away at the PCB or just goes nasty and gungy. Well, I know it goes gungy because you can squeeze it off, can't you, later. But there it is all around the amp. So it's been knocked out pretty quickly. I guess it would be for the sort of money that they retail it at. If they're retailing it at say £450, that's pounds, that's 600 US give or take. It's probably going to be less 30%, so that makes it £300, less another 30% for some greedy distributor somewhere. So it's built for probably 200 out, so it probably costs about, the guesstimate is it's probably cost about, I don't know, 100 quid, $120 tops. I'm sure some will disagree, but that's what I think. Now another thing you'll notice about this this cheap amp compared to the H&K Grandmeister is that the thing that's nice about this one, you can just go anywhere in the world almost. You can go to America and flick the switch down the side, or you can come back to England and flick the switch down the side, and it'll work on 110 and it'll work on 230 or 240 volts, which is really very nice. You can even go to Singapore and Hong Kong with it then, can't you? And Taiwan and places like that. But I also noticed, just while I was fishing around down in here, there's a few wires down here spare. Now what that usually means is we can rewire this unit to even other voltages. I don't have the information on it, but I'm sure it's lying around on the internet somewhere. So if you come from obscure places like, I don't know, where's an obscure place? Let me think. See, I just referred to the Oracle, and the Oracle has told me that it's called Fiji. Now, what goes on in Fiji? Well, who knows? But I'll bet you this can play there, one way or another. That's got to be a great thing. The other thing I liked about this amp is, if you have a look at this little circuit board here, these are all the speaker outputs and that sort of stuff, and the loop and things like that. And they're all on this nice little PCB that you can flip out and flip a new one in, or at least you could repair it. The main PCB is going to be a little bit harder to repair, of course. The other thing about it was they are ceramic tube holders, but they are also soldered directly to the board. Shouldn't be a problem these days, as one Marshall designer told me, and I believe him. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. But overall, it's not a bad build, but it isn't a dynamically great build. You couldn't compare it to the likes of any of the top-end Marshalls or anything like that. Okay, here we are back down the front. It's all scary. On and off, obvious. Well, to most people. We've got a 7 watt, or a 15 watt, or a Studber in the middle, which is standby, if you know what that is. Obviously, if you're using one of those electronic simulators, emulators, or God knows what, they haven't got a standby, so you wouldn't know what it is. But don't worry, this one's got one. It's where everything can tick over without doing any real harm. Next, we've got a little light here that comes on when you've got mains. I like that. I suppose you could screw it apart and have different colours if you wanted to be power drunk in some way. You get a multicoloured one and be, you know, 60s god. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever bag you're into. Then we got, I like these. You could never fathom them out on the old oranges. I was around in them days. I'm still around now. But not for long, I guess. I'm getting older. Yeah, you've got this. That's volume. That's treble. You've got the up for treble. The middle, it's in the middle. And the bass, it's down. And the last thing is the drive. And you can see that the drive, actually, I normally have it about there, if you can see where that is. And this one's normally somewhere about up to there. The rest I'll leave to do what you want. You can do that with them. Yeah, if you can see that. Or you can bring that up to about there and bring these back accordingly. Yeah, all very nice. Let's go round the back. Oh, just before we do go, it says number 4 on it. That's a number 4, by the way. The thing that's great about a number 4 is that it's a Japanese death sign, just in case you didn't know. So that's probably why the Chinese are exporting them right now. But that's another story. Here we are around the back. It's not a very big back, but it's not bad either. We've got speaker outputs, obvious, 8 ohm, 8 ohm and 16 ohm, so I guess you can have 2 8s in there, or 1 8, or, oh, I haven't read the book, so that's what you've got. The other thing we've got is a send and return FX loop that you can't turn on or off. It's on or it's off if you plug it in, and anything else it isn't. This amp, by the way, is set to 230 volts. And you can see there's loads and loads of information around the back here telling you where it's made, which I remember reviewing one piece of, we'll call it a piece of kit for now, piece of gear. They didn't dare actually say where it was made. Fancy that. Of course, it's all illegal if you don't, but don't worry about that. As you can see very clearly, there it is. There's the CE CE approval, and no doubt on here you'll have a ROSH compliance too. It's probably underneath, but who cares? At least it's on there, eh? You've also got HT fuse that you can get at nice and easily rather than stripping the whole thing down. It's a Gym Root Terror, 7 and 15 watt RMS amplifier head, it says, and there's the serial number if somebody wants to take the mickey. I don't know why, but I don't know, maybe you would. We could change the numbers around a bit and have no warranties and things like that. But the great thing about this amp is that getting it from those Thomann boys or Thomann boys, you get a 3-year warranty, which is quite nice. I'm going to talk about warranty in a second when I zoom back out, and I'm about to do that right now. I'm back. I'm back at the top, where it counts, I guess. Got a mate just popped in, one of them bass player types, you know, always comes around, wants to play the guitar, but the truth is, he's 2 strings short of a sixpence. That right, Mr. Bruce? Huh? Say something.
Outrageous.
Outrageous, yeah. I'm outrageous. Rock and roll. That's the best thing about this channel. It's all outrageous. I'll tell you something else that's a bit outrageous as well. You go and buy one of these, think about this carefully, because I'm talking in the UK and Europe really. I'm not talking of the USA. So you USA boys can either skip forward or learn how the other half live. buy one of these in England. I like this myself, because I could buy one from Thomann or Thomann from Europe. In fact, I could buy one from any other music store in Europe, and I'll get, so my stomach, and I'll get, could be Jimmy, I'll get 2 years warranty. I hate to say it, if I come and buy one in England, I'll get a year. What about that? How's that sound? It's one of the best kept secrets in the world. Yeah, I asked my friendly consumer over there, Mr. Bruce, I said, what's the warranty on this if I bought it in England? He told me what I knew he would say. He said, well, it's a year. Of course he's wrong. Actually, European law states for ordinary consumers that all products, note all products, have a minimum of 2 years warranty. So on Apple, come and sell you an Apple phone with I think they give you a 90-day warranty or some ridiculous crap. That's how they make billions of pounds. Yeah. And then they try and tell you that, oh, the maximum warranty you're ever going to get is 1 year. But you mark my words, you send your product back and they don't do it, and you go and stand in front of the man with the wig. No, not me. No, the judge. He'll side with you because there's 2 years warranty by law on all consumable products. Not consumables, but products bought by consumers, should I say. Yeah. So when you go and buy that, simulator or emulator, and they say, oh, there's 1 year warranty. Trust me, there is too. No ifs, no buts, no ahs. Go and slat it back at him, especially if he falls off the desk and some of the weld breaks or something. I don't know. And either get your money back, because you can still do that as well, up to 6 years indeed in Europe, or just ask him to fix it. Either way, it's going to be a runner. Is that right, Mr. Bruce? Mm-hmm. Say something.
That is right.
That's right. He's agreeing with me now. What education does to someone. Oh, and one last thing on warranty, just to get this out of the way. If you live in Europe or you live in the UK and they try and sell you some, I don't know, hyper jumped up warranty, for year 2, you know where to tell them put it, don't you? Tell them Tony sent you. Well, that concludes the bit inside here where we've talked about this thing, and of course we're going to go outside now and crank it up and show you what it's all about, because you bought it for the sound, right? You didn't buy it because it's orange, did you? Or orange. Oh, this one's black. Oh, don't worry, it's all confusing. And as for those things on the front, they're confusing too. Why don't they just have volume, bass, middle and treble? That could be good. That works, doesn't it? Yeah.
Usually.
Especially if you've been a bass player. They're not very bright, are they? Okay, well, we're going to go outside, but always remember this. This is the review of the Jim Root number 4, which is supposed to be his channel on an orange. But I always do better reviews on my website. So when you go to the website, on me website, you see how he says that? On my website, that's what I should say, isn't it? It's these English accents, you can't get rid of it, especially if you're English. The point is, if you go to my website, www.tonymckenzie.com, you will eventually see a review on this, which covers far more than we've done in this little short video. It isn't so short, but short enough. So always remember, go and look at my website. Don't just have a look at a YouTube channel. Who cares about YouTube? Well, that's Google, isn't it? They pay the taxes. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, let's whiz off outside and see what it sounds like. From here on in, it's going to be sound. And then what we're going to do lastly, not on this video, on the third video, is we're going to take that H&K Grandmeister. Hold that word, don't you? Grandmeister. Reminds me of playing chess. I'm crap at that too. And we're going to take the orange Terror. And we're going to go head to head on a third tape. I want them fight it out. Now that's going to be another story, because you're going to say, well, the one that's going to win is the H&K, isn't it? Well, maybe, but maybe not. You haven't heard this one, and I have. Trust me. Oh, it's another story. Anyway, see you soon. Go and listen to what's been done with it, and I'll see you in the third video. Head to head. Rock and roll.